Even on Jersey retirement day, Angel Reese gotta be petty.
Zolads Angel Reese did what everybody expected Angel Reese to do.
Angel Reese. Just when you thought she might finally let the spotlight shine on someone else, she did the one thing everybody expected Angel Reese to do. She made it all about herself, and not just on any random night, but on the very evening when the entire Chicago Sky organization, the fans, and the whole WNBA came together to celebrate Candace Parker's legendary career in Jersey retirement. A night that should have been nothing but respect and history instantly turned into drama. Because while every single player, coach, and staff member wore shirts honoring Parker, her number bold across the chest as a unified tribute, one person refused, and of course that person was Angel Reese, standing out in her black warm-up top, refusing to wear the tribute, sparking outrage, shocking fans, and flipping what should have been a celebration of greatness into one of the most controversial moments of the season. A move people are calling petty, iconic, disrespectful, and unforgettable all at the same time. From the moment Candace Parker's jersey was lifted into the rafters, the entire arena erupted in respect. Fans cheered, teammates stood shoulder to shoulder, and every single person wore that tribute shirt like it was sacred. But then the camera panned, and there she was, Angel Reese, standing out like a spotlight on the one person who refused. No shirt, no number 3 across her chest, just her black warm-up. A silent but loud message that had nothing to do with celebration and everything to do with pride, and instantly social media exploded. Some fans calling her bold, others blasting her as disrespectful. But one thing was clear: on a night meant to honor a legend, Angel Reese managed to make herself the headline. This wasn't just a random act of defiance, because the tension between Candace Parker and Angel Reese had been simmering for months. Parker isn't just any retired player. She's a 2-time WNBA champion, a finals MVP, the face who brought Chicago its first ever title. And when she speaks, her words carry weight. So when she made her player rankings and placed Reese in the same category as Cameron Brink, calling her a solid young talent with potential but not yet on the level of Paige Buchers or other top-tier names, fans took it as honesty, but Reese took it as an insult. And from that moment on, the feud was born, not on the court, but in perception. A clash of generations where Parker's assessment clashed with Reese's pride, setting the stage for what happened on Jersey retirement night. Once those rankings hit social media, the fire only spread faster, clips got chopped, quotes twisted, headlines spun, and suddenly the narrative wasn't that Candace Parker praised Reese's frame, athleticism, and potential. It was that Parker didn't believe in her at all. And instead of letting the noise die down, Reese fueled it. She liked and retweeted posts dragging Parker, some claiming jealousy, others mocking Parker's career. And what had started as quiet tension became loud shade blasted across the internet. So by the time the Jersey retirement rolled around, the storyline was already written. Reese wasn't just another player showing up for a tribute. She was stepping onto a stage ready to make her own statement against one of the greatest to ever do it. So when the lights dimmed and the crowd stood to honor Candace Parker, everyone expected unity. Every teammate, every coach, every staff member proudly wearing the number 3 across their chest. But Angel Reese stood there alone in her own black warm-up, making sure everyone saw the choice. It wasn't subtle, it wasn't accidental. It was a statement, and that one decision flipped the entire night. Fans called it petty, critics called it disrespectful. Some even said it was iconic because she refused to fake respect. But no matter how you spin it, one truth remained: what should have been all about. Parker's legacy became all about Reese's defiance, and the internet instantly crowned it one of the boldest, messiest moments the WNBA has seen in years. What makes it even wilder is that Parker's comments were never meant to tear Reese down. On the broadcast that very same night, Parker praised her size, her motor, her ability to dominate on the boards, and even said her potential was endless. She literally called her an MVP caliber prospect. But because she didn't rank her alongside names like Paige Buchers or put her in that top superstar tier, Reese took it as a slight, and with social media pouring gasoline on every word, those honest remarks turned into fighting words. The respect Parker thought she was showing was drowned out by the way Reese chose to hear it. And that's when pride, competitiveness, and online noise all collided to create the perfect storm we saw explode on Jersey retirement night. By the time the Jersey retirement ceremony arrived, it wasn't just a celebration anymore. It was a showdown. The sky rolled out tributes, video montages, and heartfelt speeches for Candace Parker, the entire arena glowing with nostalgia. But Angel Reese made sure her stance was clear. She stood in her own gear, in her own lane, refusing to play along, and that choice spoke louder than any tweet or post. It told the world she wasn't rocking with Parker and didn't care who saw it. Fans were stunned. Some cheered her for being unapologetic, others blasted her for disrespecting a legend. But either way, Reese stole the moment, turning what should have been a night of love and respect into a storm of drama, pride, and chaos that had everyone talking long after the final buzzer. And the irony is that while all this shade and controversy grabbed headlines, Candace Parker herself never clapped back. On the mic, she was nothing but respectful, praising Reese's athleticism, her motor, her rebounding, saying her potential was endless, but she also made the point that being a true first option is a different kind of pressure. It's not just grabbing boards, it's carrying a team every single night, and that's where her analysis cut deep. Because even with Reese pulling down a record-breaking 17 rebounds that night, surpassing Tina Charles for most double-doubles in a player's first 2 seasons, the Chicago Sky still lost, proving Parker's point that if Reese is your third best player, you're in great shape, but if she's your number 1 option, your team is in serious trouble. Did Reese overreact maybe, or maybe she's just wired differently? Some players take criticism and quietly use it as fuel. Others treat it like disrespect and push back twice as hard. And that night, Reese made sure everyone knew she wasn't going to smile through a tribute that didn't feel right to her. It turned into headlines. It turned into debates. And it turned a Jersey retirement into one of the most polarizing nights the WNBA has seen. Because love her or hate her, Angel Reese refuses to blend in. She broke Tina Charles's record, grabbed 17 rebounds, scored in double figures, but all anyone remembers is the shirt she didn't wear, the protest she made, and the message she sent that in today's WNBA, it's not just about stats, it's about personality, pride, and the willingness to stand alone, even on the league's biggest stage. At the end of the day, Angel Reese didn't just walk into Candace Parker's Jersey retirement, she hijacked the spotlight. Whether you see it as petty pride or fearless confidence, her choice to ditch the tribute shirt turned what should have been a quiet night of respect into one of the most talked about moments of the season. And that's exactly who Reese is: polarizing, unapologetic, and impossible to ignore. She may have made history with her rebounds. She may have set records that prove she belongs, but it's the black warm-up top that will be remembered as the symbol of her defiance. Some will say she disrespected a legend. Others will argue she stood on her own principles. But one truth is certain. In a league that thrives on both greatness and drama, Angel Reese just stamped herself as the center of both. Love her or hate her, she's shaping the conversation, and that might be the most powerful play of her young career. So, when the night was supposed to belong to Candace Parker, Angel Reese made sure the story turned into her own. She broke records, she grabbed headlines, and she walked away not just as a rising star, but as the league's newest lightning rod. Because whether you call it petty or powerful, she showed she won't bow to anyone, not even a legend. And in the end, that black warm-up became more than just clothing. It became a statement, a line in the sand, a reminder that in the WNBA, it's not only about points and rebounds, it's about pride, defiance, and the battles that happen far beyond the scoreboard. And love her or hate her, Angel Reese just proved she's here to dominate both the game and the conversation. In the end, this wasn't just about a shirt, it was about respect, legacy, and the new era of the WNBA colliding with the old. Candace Parker's Jersey retirement should have been untouchable, a night of pure celebration. But Angel Reese turned it into a flashpoint. She made a choice that split the basketball world in half. Critics saw disrespect, fans saw defiance, but either way, the moment became unforgettable. Because years from now, people won't just remember Parker's number rising into the rafters, they'll remember the rookie who refused to play along, who stood in her own gear and owned the chaos. And whether that marks the beginning of her villain era or simply her refusal to follow the script, one thing is certain: Angel Reese has forced her name into the story. And in today's WNBA, that kind of power might matter just as much as championships.